Hi, this is Ed Fitzpatrick. If you enjoy local politics as much as I do, be sure to join our friends at Rhode Island PBS for the show A Lively Experiment. Hosted by Jim Hummel, the weekly series features journalists, pundits, and politicians debating the stories and issues that matter most to us Rhode Islanders. Tune in to A Lively Experiment and be part of the conversation. Fridays at 7 p.m. on Rhode Island PBS and wherever you get your podcasts. From the Boston Globe, this is Rhode Island Report. I'm Ed Fitzpatrick. Welcome back to the podcast where we bring you big conversations from our very small state. People are scared. That's the message from organizations that work with immigrants in Rhode Island. They're seeing people skipping doctor's appointments and avoiding public places as the Trump administration ramps up its deportation efforts. The fear extends to refugees, too. But Teddi Jallow, executive director of the Refugee Dream Center in Providence, said she is committed to helping newcomers to America despite the obstacles. I sat down with her at the Refugee Dream Center to learn more about her work. Teddi Jallow, thank you for talking to us today.
Oh, thank you for having me, Ed. Thank you.
So we're here at the Refugee Dream Center in Providence. Can you tell us when the center was founded, who founded it, and why?
The center was founded in 2015, and it was founded by Omar Barr, and I am Teddi Jallow, the co-founder. And the reason why it was founded is because we came here as refugees. We see refugees can't be self-sufficient within 90 days, and we see the need in the community where people still don't speak English, they still don't get a job, as simple also as learning how to take the bus. And we just wanted to see how we can help.
Yeah, you and your husband Omar Ba are refugees yourself, so tell us a bit about your story.
So I am from the Gambia, and Omar also is from the Gambia. Omar was a journalist. We were married for 2 months. Then we were ruled by a dictator back then in the Gambia. And that was in 2006 when he had to escape. So Omar went to Senegal, was not safe in Senegal, then he went to Ghana. For him, it took like 2 years for him to be resettled in the United States. When he had to escape, I could not get out of the country because, the time he was leaving, he cannot call me because then the phone will be traced, then I'll be in trouble. Then I was under house arrest for 3 years. So when he came to Rhode Island, they were able to expedite my case. And then I'll not say airlifted, to the airport, from my house to the airport, then to America.
So what are some of the main programs you provide here at the Refugee Dream Center?
So we have adult education classes that runs every day, from English to financial literacy, and also to, we call it like job club, that is mostly about helping people find jobs. We also have a youth program. Right now, our youth program, we have 50 youth. Each is matched with a mentor. And the other program that we have is our Women's Intercultural Group. These are women that are going through domestic violence.
Have you seen fewer people showing up for those programs since President Trump's inauguration?
Yes, our food pantry, for example, is every Wednesday. We used to see nothing less than 150 families, but now we see like 80 or even less. Like right now, if you go out, it's just a couple of people that are out there. We used to have like a line out in the parking lots. And our English classes mostly now is hybrid and is all run by volunteers because they are not showing up for classes. Our women's program is still continuing. The youth is still continuing. But yeah, we see lesser people now actually asking for resources or services.
So it sounds like that's fair, right? What's been the reaction from the people you serve to the Trump administration's policies on immigration? What What are you hearing them say?
Oh, everybody's scared. Many people are coming here and say, what is next? Refugees are here legally. They do have what we call I-94. It is as good as green card. For refugees, they are concerned because many refugees, they still have their families back in the camp or back in the country that they are coming from, and they want to do family reunification, and that one is not happening anymore. We actually have a caseworker whose family was supposed to come in this month, and it is cancelled. So he is very stressed about that. And other community, meaning the immigrants community, they are just scared. We have people leaving now the United States going to Canada.
And how have they changed their lives in terms of like precautions they're taking or places they're not going anymore?
Many people are just these two things: walk home. That's it. They are not going to any other places. CCAP has a van, a medical van. We used to refer people there to have medical checkup very quick. Now people don't show up. Our community members are not going because they think ICE is there. People just go to work and come back home. They don't want to do any other activities. I have so many young men or even women coming in and saying, look, I need a second job or I need a third job because I may be deported and I need to have money when I'm leaving. Last week, we had a family that sort of and say, look, what if ICE catch me at work or anywhere? Who is going to withdraw my money and send it to me? So what should I do? And those are questions that we are trying to figure out how to answer.
And you mentioned that factories and other employers are calling here looking to hire people. Why is that?
I think they've seen a lot of decrease in employment, so I don't know. Many people are leaving or not going to work, but a couple of months ago, it was so not easy to get a job for anybody, but now we have in factories calling, oh, I have 3 positions, or I have 10. Actually, some company called from Lincoln saying they have 10 positions open.
We'll have more with Teddi Jallow after a quick break. When you want to go beyond the headlines, let me recommend Rhode Island PBS Weekly. Rhode Island PBS Weekly is an award-winning news magazine broadcast that gives you the full story, powered by investigative journalism and narrative storytelling. New episodes of Rhode Island PBS Weekly drop Sundays at 7:30 p.m. on Rhode Island PBS. Watch past episodes at ripbs.org/weekly. That's ripbs.org/weekly. Are you concerned that ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents might come here to the Refugee Dream Center?
Yes, I am concerned because we are a target. They know we resettle refugees and we help immigrants.
But you're still comfortable speaking out despite that fear?
Yes, because I am a voice to so many thousands of people, and I think it is important for me to speak up, to tell America or to tell the world that this is happening. Every day, this is what we are facing. When people know what is going on, it is easier for them to help.
Yeah, what's your message that you want to convey about what's going on?
So my message is to rethink about what Trump is saying or whatever they're seeing in the news, because Trump loves to frame things like criminals, illegal immigrants. But even Trump's wife is then a criminal or illegal because she was not born here, she came here. So this is the American dream. People come here and become whatever they want to be because America gave us that opportunity. I remember I was born and raised in a very remote village in the Gambia where girls are not allowed to go to school. But America gave me the opportunity. I am the executive director at the Refugee Dream Center, so I can only be that because of the United States. I am contributing to the community, to the economy, to the society. I am also a role model to so many other refugees and immigrants that I serve here, and even Americans. So I think Trump should see the impact that immigrants and refugees are creating in the United States and not just brand them as criminals or illegal.
Has the Trump administration's funding freezes and the budget cuts affected your organization?
Yes, at the Refugee Dream Center, we have two main programs, reception and placement and post-resettlement. The refugee program is the U.S. government only supports actually refugees for 90 days. And after 90 days, they are on their own. So after 90 days, we move them to our next program, which is the post-resettlement. The refugee resettlement program is completely shut down. This is from Washington, D.C. stop work order, meaning not to work with those refugees that are here less than 90 days. Anybody who was working on reception and placement has to leave because the ban includes banning the federal fund too. So that means we cannot pay them. So we lost 5 staff. So
5 out of how many?
5 out of 7.
Oh, you lost 5 out of 7 staff?
And the other staff is leaving actually this Friday. I believe it is illegal for Trump's government to say, I'm not going to fund them. They came here legally. So imagine you come to a country where you don't even know even which apartment you live. And then somebody say, okay, don't work with them, just leave them, let them be. So, but we decided not to do that. No matter how hard it is, we are going to work with them and we will help them to be self-sufficient. That is our goal, and that is what we are going to do no matter what message we get from DC. I do care because then it comes with funding, but I don't care. I'll do the job.
But the staff has been cut already in 3 weeks from...
It is.
From
7
to 2?
To 2.
And the 2 might go soon?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a huge impact.
It is.
What are you thinking as you look ahead to the next 4 years?
I was never scared of Trump's administration because he was here. But this time I'm really worried because the message and the power he is coming with. But I also have the belief that we will survive because we do have good people around and people are reaching out, people are funding privately. So it is okay to be scared, but I'm not going to take it too hard.
You mentioned you've received some support from Rhode Islanders in the last 3 weeks. Tell us a bit about that.
So yes, Rhode Islanders are reaching out to volunteer a lot, and some are also donating individually. We receive calls every day, like, hey, what can I do to support? Can I have this number of hours to support? The other things that we are doing is matching volunteers with families. So this caseworker is no longer available, but we have 2-3 volunteers that we can match to a family that can take them around, like knowing how to get to your next maybe stop and shop or price ride, or knowing how to take the bus.
If people are listening, what can they do to help?
Oh, people can do so much. You can donate money to have our doors still open, but also you can donate your time. If you have time that you want to support somebody, learn English, or want to mentor a youth, or want to be matched with a family, just call us. We will make sure that will happen.
Teddi Jallow, thank you so much for talking to us today.
Thank you for having me.
Tune in next week for a conversation with 2 refugees, one who escaped slavery and another who escaped female genital mutilation. Now they are worried about whether they are safe here in the United States. Rhode Island Report is a production of the Boston Globe in collaboration with Rhode Island PBS. Today's episode was produced by Megan Hall. Our music is from APM. Be sure to follow us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen. I'm Ed Fitzpatrick. See you next week. Looking to binge watch all your favorite PBS shows? You need Rhode Island PBS Passport. Masterpiece, Antiques Roadshow, Rhode Island PBS Weekly, and many more. Watch them all, anytime, and from any streaming device. Learn more about this member benefit at ripbs.org/passport. That's ripbs.org/passport.